Good morning, guys. I'm sitting in traffic right now, trying to get to school, and I just got off a call, and it had me thinking how important it is for us um, as school leaders, and again, I'm going to include aspiring school leaders and even teachers, to not be so isolated. One of my favorite things to do, you know, several times during the week as I'm driving, is to call friends, colleagues specifically, and just see how they're doing. Um, Also share how I'm doing, because this whole notion of being a principal or being an administrator, whatever your role is, as being lonely, is a choice. It's not something that, is just like written in stone, that being a principal has to be the loneliest job in the world, or that you gotta go through things, that it's just part of the job to go through a lot by yourself. No, that's nonsense. Because I'm thinking about in the military, like, there's never, this whole notion of the warrior of one is complete nonsense. It's really about the teams. The team of people that you work with, the team of people that you plan with, the team of people that you rely on, your support group. Like, these are all things that are real, that makes, in combat, the job of fighting, not necessarily easier, but it puts you on a higher state of performance. But you're not alone. You know that there are people who are counting on you, people who believe in you, people who know you, understand you, and people that you can rely on when you need that shoulder, that ear, those second and third or fourth set of eyes when it comes to what you're doing. But also people who allow you to be human. That's something that's very, very important. This whole notion as principals that we have to be just so stoic and so hardcore all the time. I don't understand that. And as a matter of fact, I hate being around principals who are like that, because it makes me feel like it makes me feel like I'm going crazy, because what ends up happening, that energy kind of pours into me, and I'm just like, I can't be around you, because everything you're telling me is all this negativity about how hard it is, and how, like, you didn't sleep last night, and you didn't do this, and all this, and that, and that. And I'm just like, you sound like you don't like this work. You sound like you're miserable doing this work, And then when you tell me, I don't know how much longer I can do this job, then I'm like, you're definitely not built for this. Because again, this work is work. It's not a job. It's what you are built for. This is what you're prepared for, and this is what you're building your legacy upon, as far as leading school communities, knowing that in the midst of that community, you have children and families and the community at large that are relying on the decisions that you make with your staff, the movements that you make, the shifts that you make, that ultimately can improve the community. I think Mr. Mandela talked about education as a weapon, and it really is. When you truly educate the children and give them what they need, and educate the citizenry as well as parents, you are creating a space for greatness to happen. But however, you, the leader, have to make sure that you are functioning in the best space possible. Your mental health is important. Your physical well-being is important. Your spiritual well-being is important, regardless of what you believe in. Psychological, like, all these things are very important. But what ends up happening, a lot of leaders find themselves like in this weird Groundhog's Day of repetitive movements in which they are miserable. So I'm begging you, if you're watching this right now, and you are a principal, an assistant principal, superintendent, you're a leader of any capacity within education, understand the way you move, the energy that you put out there, infects those around you. If you're miserable, your staff is going to be miserable, your kids are going to be miserable. If you're disorganized, your staff is going to be disorganized, your kids are going to be disorganized, your community is going to be disorganized. If you're happy, you're centered, you are at the core engaged with your community in a way that brings joy, collaboration, and growth, then that's what you're going to get. You're going to have a community that just continues to blossom. But the only way you can do this is to not do this by yourself. Have people around you, who will pour into you, and people around you that you pour into. I really believe you pour into others, the universe is going to set you up to be poured into as well. So I just wanted to share that. If you're at school right now, you're driving to school, whatever you're doing, and you are struggling, remember one thing: you don't have to do this by yourself. All right? With that being said, have an amazing day, and I'll talk to you later. All right? Peace.